Abusiafo aha eye Ghanatube so ensem a ekoso ewo Ghana four corners ni gina no eno na channel we de ebro matenase fefefe mekọ mede nsem aba abusiafo entempa ni dimechi na yenkotie nsem bia ekoso ewo omani.
Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, is urging commercial banks to tread caution. Hello everyone, welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujobaka. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, is urging commercial banks to tread cautiously over their response to the recent policy rate hike. The governor disclosed this in a post-monetary policy meeting with various heads of commercial banks. More in this report.
Speaking at the engagement with commercial banks, the governor noted that even though he appreciates the challenges faced by commercial banks and the need to respond appropriately, they should be measured.
Colleagues, we also recognize that the policy rate hike will affect borrowing costs for businesses and households, while the policy tightening will affect funding costs and credit pricing in the near term. The financial system is well positioned to absorb these effects. We therefore want to urge banks to exercise prudence in adjusting lending rates and maintain transparent communication with your clients. Viable businesses should continue to receive support, and tailored solutions should be explored to mitigate the impact on the most vulnerable sectors.
The governor also sought to justify the decision to increase the policy rate to 28%.
As you are all aware, the committee, by a majority decision, raised the policy rate by 100 basis points to 28%. This decision was aimed at reinforcing the disinflation process, which, while underway, remains too gradual to secure lasting stability. The decline in headline inflation from 23.8% in December to 22.4% in March confirms that recent policy actions are having the intended effect.
Dr. Johnson Isiama also highlighted strong growth secured over the period.
On the outlook for the banking sector, let me outline how the banking sector is positioned to support recovery and resilience. Overall, colleagues, we continue to witness broad-based improvement in financial stability, though we remain keenly aware that persistent challenges require our continued and focused efforts. The recent gains in macroeconomic stability following the domestic debt exchange program, the improved profitability of banks, and the structural high liquidity and continuing recapitalization are improving the soundness in the banking sector.
The meeting is part of the Bank of Ghana's strategy to engage critical stakeholders post the monetary policy meeting.
Now, Chief Executive of the Association of Banks, John Iwa, has stressed the need for African countries to trade among themselves as governments continue to engage the U.S. diplomatically. It follows the 10% increment imposed by the Trump government on Ghanaian exports to the United States. Mr. Iwa made these remarks in an interview with Joy Business.
Ghana and also as Africa, with a GDP of $2.8 trillion in Africa, Ghana of GDP of about 75 billion. We are going to sit down and negotiate for a country of about 30 trillion GDP, United States. It's definitely a tough, something to ask. So as banks, all we will ask for is for the government to engage diplomatically and see what is possible. And also as Africa, it calls for closing of ranks for us to have a united negotiating front when it comes to matters of international trade. Because there's no way Ghana can face the United States on any kind of trade matter. Whatever they do is something they lay on the plate for you. It's not something you demand because your leverage is very low.
The Ghana Cocoa Board has announced that the producer price of cocoa will remain unchanged for the 2025-2026 season. In a letter to the Licensed Cocoa Buyers Association of Ghana, Cocoa Board explained that the decision followed a thorough assessment of the operational and financial implications for the local cocoa industry. And I would like to share with you excerpts of the letter to the Licensed Cocoa Buyers. As and when we do have it, we will share it with you. There you go with the statement on your screens. And it reads, cocoa price adjustments for the 2025-2026 cocoa season. Following the recent announcement of a producer price increase in Côte d'Ivoire, management of Cocoa Board has decided to maintain Ghana's current producer price. This decision comes after careful consideration of the operational and financial implications for the cocoa industry. It goes on to say management will, however, consider the review of producer price, fees and margins for stakeholders for the 2025-2026 cocoa season. Please take note and be guided accordingly. And of course, this is signed by the Acting Deputy Chief Executive of Operations, Dr. James Kofi Kutuati. Away from that, the Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation, Samuel Nate George, has announced that the SIM registration will begin on July 1. Speaking at a press briefing, the minister indicated that his outfit is working hard to counter misinformation, disinformation and fraud.
I have mandated that a team dedicated to building digital dossiers has been working for the past 2 weeks. And so for those who've been engaged in mis and disinformation, know that criminal offense has no limitation of time. We will be going to Parliament as soon as Parliament resumes in May. It's going to be one of the first things I'll lay before Parliament, specialized legislation on fake news. Today, you can choose to extend the reach of the Cybersecurity Act to try and do some prosecution, but it's a very long stretch. And so we're coming in with specialized legislation that will be very respectful of the freedoms of speech. Very respectful of the freedoms of speech. But where the lines are crossed on intentional misinformation or palpable disinformation, the law will be spelled out from Parliament on what the punishment will be.
President John Mahama has maintained that government's 24-hour economy presents a great opportunity for foreign firms to partner with local businesses. The president added that there are several sectors of the economy that can offer prudent returns to foreign investors. President Mahama said this at the Czech Ghana Business Corporation Seminar in Accra.
The 24-hour economy policy focuses on strategic sectors that present exceptional opportunities for collaboration between Ghanaian and Czech enterprises. In the area of manufacturing, automobile production and agro-processing, Ghana is steadily positioning itself as a manufacturing hub in West Africa, not only for the West African market, but for Africa as a whole. We readily welcome Czech expertise in machinery, automotive components, and advanced agro-processing technologies to help Ghana add substantial value to our abundant agricultural produce and create integrated supply chains that benefit both our economies.
Madam Asapa, some Mudimechi, and my Kotie, and some no with me an opportunity to share views on the issues at our comment section. Now, you better break again kind Nina Eddie Amon Fair. As my message Musono, Mema Uwe Fisel over subscribe. Now I hit notification link in the so Eddie Amon Fair. I feel so. Mema Uwe Fisel over share Nefe. Everything for aha. Ghanatube send them the Ganka Modofo Snow, Minam Tenase, Eden, Sem, Emperor, Sisi Adi, Macamo.